Dear students, today we are going to see the continuation of our NEET part, microbes in human welfare. We are seeing about the uses of microorganisms in our household products. Right? We have seen about the various products such as idli, dosa. Then we have seen about the yogurt, curd, buttermilk, sour cream, and how the bread is made from the microorganisms. And we have also seen about the different varieties of cheeses, and we have also seen about the cottage cheeses, and we have seen about the toddy, which is the one which is used as a traditional refreshing drink, and it contains Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Today we are going to see the rest of the topic. So we are going to see about the household products of microorganisms. The topic is microbes in human welfare. Right? We are seeing about the household products. We have seen about the various products and what are the microorganisms which are involved in the production of these products. So we are going to see about the products of soybeans. Right? So from the olden days, the soybeans has been fermented and they have been used as a food. Right? The soybeans will be fermented. Right? Especially in the countries of Indonesia, it is a traditional food of the Indonesian people. Right? It has been spreaded to China and Japan and to the rest of the countries. Right? So you will be having the fermented soybeans. In Indonesia, it is called as temph. Right? Temph it is called in Indonesia. Right? It is a fermented soybeans. Right? This fermented soybean, it will be having the taste of the products which we mix in it. Right? They will be adding with chili products. They will be either adding it with meat, fishes, or any other dishes. They will be having. Right? It will be having some nutty taste. You will be having. Right? They will be having temph, which is called as the soybean, fermented soybean will be called as temph in Indonesia. It will be called as tofu in Japan, and it is called as sufu in China. Right? You will be having the various names. You will be having this sofu or sofu. You will be having very nice. Some will be calling as sofu, and some will be having as sufu. Right? You will be having temph, tofu, and sofu. You will be having the various products. Right? Temph it will be called in Indonesia, tofu in Japan, and the sofu it will be called in China. Right? You will be having the soybean products. Then you will be having the various products which is called as the sausages. Right? You will be having the sausages. What is these sausages? These sausages are the products which is made out of the fermented meat or fish. Right? Sausages. These are the fermented fish or meat. These are the fermented fishes or the meat products. Then you will be having the sauerkraut. Right? You will be having the sauerkraut. The sauerkraut is the one you will be having the product which is formed by the fermentation of cabbage. Right? The fermented cabbage, fermented pickled cabbage, or fermented cabbage. Right? Fermented cabbage is called as the sauerkraut. Then you will be having the bamboo pickles. Right? Right? For these bamboo pickles, they will be taking the tender shoot of the bamboo. They will nicely smash it. Either they will squeeze out the sap which is from the bamboo shoot, or they will just chop into fine pieces and make it as a pickle. Right? Usually they will be adding this bamboo pickle either with the sausages or with the sauerkraut. Right? They will be having traditionally having these bamboo pickles. Right? So you will be having the tender bamboo shoots. Tender bamboo shoots will be they will be having the tender bamboo shoots which will be used in the formation of bamboo pickle or in the production of the bamboo pickles, right? With this you will be having the or having the household products or ending the household products, right? So we have seen a variety of household products. These sausages, chocolates and bamboo pickles, they will be often used in the countries, right? Our countries, Japan, China and Indonesia, and you will be also having these types of dishes. Now it has been used in India, right? You will be having in Amazon, if you find out these are the products which has been ordered and they will be procuring it from the other countries, and now Indian companies are also started producing these sausages because these sausages are helpful to humans, right? And you will be having the probiotics, right? So as I told you in the end part, we will be seeing about the probiotics, right? What are these probiotics? The probiotics are the products which are obtained from the household products or obtained from the microorganisms. They will be having a quality or a formulation which will helpful in producing the or checking of the harmful pathogenic organisms which are present in our body. For example, you will be having some of the colon bacteria which will be present in the E. coli, it will be present in the intestine. So you will be having these probiotics, especially this lactobacillus, right? So some of the probiotics will be prescribed by the medical practitioners, physicians, right? You will be having the physicians, they will be prescribing the probiotics, especially with this of lactobacillus, streptococcus, then Ramonophis species, then some of the species, Saccharomyces species, they will be prescribing, right? Instead of taking these probiotics as a tablet, we can take our household products, right? So you will be having the household products, buttermilk, right? Then curd you will be having, right? Then you will be having the cheese, creams, right? Especially the sour creams, right? Then you will be having the yogurt. These products, they will be mainly having lactobacillus species, and in addition breads, right? Not our bread which is we are consuming, right? Not the maida bread, wheat bread, right? It also contains the probiotics. Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it will be present in it, right? And you will be having this palm jaggery. These are all helpful in checking the growth of pathogenic microorganisms. Instead of taking these probiotics as in a capsule or a tableted form, we can take these products, right, which is of helpful in checking the growth of pathogenic, or it will be helpful in producing some of the vitamins and the B complexes, right? You will be having this cyanocobalamin, then you will be having this thiamine, tryptophan. These are the products which will also be produced from this microorganisms, right? So now we are going to see about the microbes in industrial products, right? Microbes in industrial products, right? As we know that these microorganisms are very helpful in various types of household products, they are also helpful in industrial level, right? So first we have to see about in industries how they will formulate a product, right? So industrial level they will formulate a product on based on a schema, right? In industrial product, suppose if you are having an industrial product, right? Suppose we are having an industrial product. So the industrial product will be first you will be having it in the laboratory, right? First they will use in the laboratory scale production, right? Then they will be having the pilot scale. Then they will be taking into the manufacturing unit, right? Finally only they will be taking into the manufacturing unit. First they will check it at the laboratory level, then in the pilot level, then in the manufacturing unit. So in the laboratory scale, what they will be doing it in the laboratory scale? First in the laboratory they will find out which microbe is useful in the obtaining the product, right? Which microbe is used or which microorganism is used, right? Then will it be beneficial, right? Will it be beneficial means the product obtained, it will be beneficial nature, it should be beneficial nature, and you will be having the quality, right? Then they will check about the quantity, right? They will check about the quality, right? Quality means it regards the how much purified the compound they will be obtaining, and quantity, right? In volumes, bulk volumes they will be producing, right? So they will be lightly studying about the economics, right? How much it will be used. So once in the laboratory scale, they will be using it to produce the product for about 1 to 5 liters, right? They will be obtaining the products, right? So first they will check up at a lower level, then they will find out in a 1 to 5 liters volume they will be having the product. For example, if they are producing ethanol or any antibiotic, they will check it with this little quantity and they will check out the processes, right? You will be having in your products, the label will be there, right? You will be having this QC tested, right? This quality control, right? This quality control, it determines the nature, purity, efficiency, and how much or the how long it will be uh, viable in nature, right? For example, the expiry date, right? From production to the usage, how much it is the expiry date. So these things will be seen in the laboratory scale. Once in the laboratory scale it is successful, then they will be taking into the pilot scale, right? In the pilot scale here you will be having the same products, same process which will be of the laboratory scale will be followed, but they will be producing in higher volumes, right? In the pilot scale, right? That of the they will be using it 10 to 100 liters volume they will be using. Here especially the economics will be studied. So what will be the economics, right? How much money will be needed, right? You will be having, right? Expenditure, right? Expenses, not the expenditure, it will be the expenses, right? It will be the expenses, how much is needed for the obtaining of the microorganism, and raw materials used, right? Raw materials, the starting culture or the inoculum, right? So you should also know about what is meant by the inoculum, right? Inoculum is nothing but the starter culture. So for example, if your mother prepares curd, what she will be doing is she will be heating the milk, then she will allow it to cool down the milk. With that milk, you will be adding a little amount of the curd which will be previously prepared. Like that, you will be having the inoculum is the one wherein they will be storing the microorganisms. These microorganisms will be added to the culture or the unit manufacturing or the fermentation process. Such fermentation process, the where the microorganism is added at the beginning stage or the initial stage is called as the starter culture, right? If you show will be they will be adding the small amount of the starter culture, right? Once these two processes are successful, they will be taking into the manufacturing unit, right? So in the pilot scale they will be deciding the optimization, pH, temperature, right? They will be regulating the pH, temperature, pressure conditions, right? And how much amount of the whether the pilot fermenter volume, right? Either it should be made up of the various metals, right? Whether it will be reactive with that of the microorganisms, those things they will be studying in the pilot scale. And in the manufacturing unit, it is called as the production process, right? The production process is called as the manufacturing unit. So in the manufacturing unit, the process which will be done or the large scale volume of the container, which is called as the bioreactor, right? You might be read about this bioreactor in your biotechnology lesson, right? Bioreactor, right? So you will be having this bioreactor, right? You will be having the stilled bioreactor or the constant bioreactor or the mixing, right? Stirred one, or you will be having the continuous fermenter. Those types of bioreactors you might have studied, right? So in the bioreactor, they will be using the raw material which is used for it, and they will be producing the product, right? So they will be producing the product in volumes, right? For example, the manufacturing bioreactor, some of the bioreactors they may contain about 2 lakh liters. Such volumes are also produced, right? Especially these lakh volumes, they will be used in the production of alcohol, right? These alcohol fermenters, they can hold a capacity of about 2 lakhs of volume of the bioreactor. Their bioreactor volume will be of about 2 lakhs. They will hold a capacity of 2 lakhs of volume, where the product which will be produced, it will be stored, or it will be production area. You will be having such voluminous areas you will be having, right? So in the industrial uses, we are going to see about the various products, right? So first we are going to see about the alcohol beverages, right? So in the industrial products, right? In the industrial products, we are going to see about beverages, right? Then we are going to see about the antibiotics. Then we are going to see about the chemicals, enzymes. Then we are going to see about the bioactive compounds, right? Then we are going to see about the microorganisms in sewage treatment, right? Then it is used as a biocontrol agent. Then it will be used in biofertilizers, right? In the sewage treatment process itself, we are going to see about in submitting. We are also going to see about the biogas production, right? So in the industrial products or in the industrial uses, you will be having the beverages, right? So you will be having the beverages will be of 2 types, right? Alcoholic, non-alcoholic, antibiotics. These are the life-saving drugs, right? Then chemicals, right? Various chemicals you will be having the organic acid, right? Acetic acid, butyric acid, gluconic acid. The like set of acids you will be having. Then enzymes. These are the enzymes which act as a biocatalyst, right? We are going to see about many type of enzymes, right? Pectinases, lipases, lyases, right? You will be having many types of enzymes. Then you will be having the bioactive compounds, right? The bioactive compounds you will be having the cyclosporine A, right? Then you will be having the streptokinases enzymes you will be having. Then you will be having these statins. Those are the bioactive compounds which will be very helpful in the medical field. Then we are going to see about the sewage treatment process, biocontrol and the helpful of microorganisms as biofertilizers. Right? First we are going to see about the beverages. Uses of microorganisms in brewing industry, right? Beverages, right? The industry is called as the brewing industry, right? Especially the beverages are of 2 types. You will be having the one as non-alcoholic, and another one is the alcoholic. Right, you will be having alcoholic, non-alcoholic. Right, first we will see about the alcoholic beverages. Right, so when we speak about the alcohol, you will be remembering about the various types of alcohols. Right, beer you will be having, wine, then you will be having the hard liquors. Right, so you will see about the beverages. Right, you will be having the alcohols. Right, alcohols you will be classifying it as beer, wine, then you will be having the hard liquors. Hard liquors, these two are called as the soft liquors. These are called the soft liquors and the hard liquors. Right, these soft liquors, hard liquors, these hard drinks is called as the hard drinks. Hard has become the hard and we are calling as hard drinks. Right, so these hard liquors, soft liquors are, you will be having in beer the alcohol concentration it will be of 3 to 6%. Right, in beer you will be having about 3 to 6%, and in wine you will be having 9 to 12%, because when the yeast it increases or it enhances the concentration or it exceeds the concentration of 12%, they will die. Right, then you will be having the hard liquors. These hard liquors are gin, rum, right, vodka, Feni, whiskey, brandy. Right, these types of liquors are called as the hard liquors, because the hard liquors they will be having the concentration of about more than 40%. Right, they will be having a concentration which is more than 40%. So we are going to see about these three things in detail. Right, so you will be having the beer, wine and hard liquors. Beer will be having the concentration of 3 to 6%, wine will be having the concentration of 9 to 12%. Right, so we will see about these three things. Right, right, raw material. Right, what is the raw material? Then what is the type of alcohol? Process. Then we will see about the organism. Right, we will see about the raw material and the process. Right, so we will see the major one as 3. Right, we will see about the beer. Right, concentration is about 3 to 6% of alcohol. Right, sorry, raw material. Right, alcohol is beer. Right, 3 to 6%. Raw material will be having the malt. Malt is the raw material. Right, so any type of grains or cereals is used as raw material for the production of beer. Right, so the process is non-distillation. Non-distillation. Right, organisms. Saccharomyces cerevisiae or Saccharomyces carisbergenesis. Right, you will be having the Saccharomyces cerevisiae or Saccharomyces carisbergenesis. Right, then you will be having the wine. Right, wine you will be having 9 to 12% of alcohol. Right, especially fruit juices, especially from grapes. Right, so you will be having the process as same non-distilled beverage. Right, we will not be distillation, you will be having the non-distilled. Right, you will be having the Saccharomyces ellipsoidans. Saccharomyces ellipsoidens. Then we will be having the hard liquors. The raw material for hard liquors, hard liquors, we will be having the hard liquor. The raw material for hard liquors, they vary, right? Sometimes they will be using rice, sometimes they will be using the fruit juices. They will be using. Then sometimes they will be using the cashew nuts, cashew apple, right? Cashew apple. Then they will be using sometimes for the production of whiskey they will be using cereals. Cereals they will be using. Sometimes they will be using the fermented molasses also they will be using, right? Molasses. Right, molasses are useful in the production of rum. Right, these are called as the hard liquors. The process is called as the distillation. Right, the organisms which is used is Saccharomyces sake. Right, you will be having the organism which is called as the Saccharomyces sake. You will be using, and sometimes you will be using Saccharomyces pyriformis. Right, you will be using the Saccharomyces sake or Saccharomyces pyriformis. Right, so what is the difference between the distilled and the non-distilled beverage? Right, distilled beverages we have already seen in our NCT part, right? Right, if you take out a round bottom flask, right, and heat it with a Bunsen burner and take out the liquid, right? When we heat it, the liquid which is present in it attains the boiling point and starts to boil, and you will be having the change of state, right? This comes as a vapor, right, or the fumes. It will be condensed. This condenses or cools down the steam which is coming out, and you will be having the droplets of liquid which will be collected in a container, right? You will be having the droplets of liquid which will be collected in the container. This liquid is called as the distilled one, right? You will be having the single distilled water or double distilled water. The water also you will be having the distillation process, right? Like that, the liquor which is produced is condensed. So you will be having the percentage concentration. It will be increasing in the case of distilled beverages, right? So you will be having the beer which is the malted beer, right? Barley, especially you will be having barley. From barley you will be having, right? Germany you will be having the staple food is barley, right? Barley will be there, grapes will be there, then various types of products, various types of raw materials are used, right? We will see about the raw materials one after the other. We will see about the raw materials. Right? We will see about the raw materials which is used. Malt is used in the production of beer, right? Then you will be having the rye malt, right? Rye malt is used in the production of gin, right? You will be having gin. Rice, it is called as the sake, right? So in some of the Tamil movies in the fishermen areas they will be having this rice. It will be cooked and they will be burying it in the seashore area, right? So you will be having this, sometimes it will called as sundakanji, right? Those, it will be having higher concentration of alcohol, right? It is one which is banned, but some of the companies they will be producing alcohol from the rice which is called as the cakes, right? From potato you will be having the vodka, right? Vodka you will be having in the from potato. cereals, right? You will be having the cereals, whiskey, right? So from the fermented molasses, you will be having the rum, right? So fermented molasses you will be getting in the rum, right? These are the products wherein you will be getting the thing. Right? From juices, brandy, right? Some from the juices you will be getting the brandy, right? In some of the cashew apple you will be getting honey, right? Okay, cashew apple. Fenny is the one important which is much used in Russia, right? So cashew apple, right? So this cashew nut fruit will be there. It will be bearing a fruit, right? This fruit will be used in the production of Fenny, right? So you will be having a lot of products, right? So these are the one which will be used in making of the alcoholic products, right? So you will be having this wine. It will be produced from grapes. Grapes you will be having wine, right? Red wine you will be having, then white wine will be having, right? So you will be having the grapes which leads the wine. So these are the alcoholic products, right? From malt you will be getting beer, especially barley. From rye malt you will be having gin. Then rice, fermented rice, these are called the fermented rice. From fermented potato, fermented cereals and fermented molasses, right? So molasses you will be getting in the rum, then juices you will be getting the brandy, cashew apple you will be getting Fenny, and grapes you will be getting the wine, right? These are the types of alcohol and their sources, right? From which product you will be getting the type of alcohol, right? So in the bioreactor or the fermenter they will be using a type of organism, right? So you will be having the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, right? As we know that Saccharomyces cerevisiae is called as the brewer's yeast, right? It is used in the brewing industry, or it is also called as the baker's yeast, right? You will be having in this the brewer's yeast or the baker's yeast. Then you will be having the Saccharomyces ellipsoidens, right? This Saccharomyces ellipsoiden is called as the wine yeast, right? Because you will be getting the wine from the Saccharomyces ellipsoidens. Then you will be having the Saccharomyces sec. It is called as the sec yeast, right? You will be having the sec yeast. Then you will be having the Saccharomyces pyriformis. The Saccharomyces pyriformis is called as the ginger yeast, right? This Saccharomyces cerevisiae is called as the ginger yeast or ale yeast, ale yeast, right? So you will be having the name of the microorganisms. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is called as the brewer's yeast or the baker's yeast. Saccharomyces ellipsoidens is called as the wine yeast because you will be getting wine. It is used in the production of wine, ellipsoidens. Saccharomyces sec is called as the sec yeast or sec yeast, right? Then you will be having the Saccharomyces pyriformis, which is called as the ginger yeast or the ale yeast, because you will be having the ginger beer which is produced from the Saccharomyces pyriformis. So it is also called as the ginger yeast or the ale yeast, right? You will be having the different names of the microorganisms. So in the fermentation process you will be having the four types of fermentation process. You will be having the batch fermentation, continuous fermentation, then you will be having the fed batch and the immobilized yeast, right? Fermentation techniques. Fermentation process, right? In the process of a fermentation, you will be having the batch process, right? Then you will be having the fed batch, then you will be having the continuous, then you will be having the immobilized, right? This immobilized process you will be having much more use than that of the other process. You will see that, right? Batch process. Once the fermentation process is started, you will be having the two combination which is called as the wort and wash. Wort and wash, right? What is mean by this wort or WORT? WORT. Wort and the wash. So it is the nutrient medium for alcohol. Nutrient medium of alcohol. So what is the nutrient medium of alcohol? Wash is the one you will be having the yeast when it reaches a concentration of 6 to 12%. It is called as the wash, because in every industrial process they need the wort, right? So wort is the initial inoculum, right? So you will be having the nutrient medium of alcohol which is used for the growth of the microorganisms. Then wash. So in the wash, what they will do is they will allow the microorganism yeast to reach a maximum growth concentration. Once it reaches the maximum concentration, they will be having the fermentation process. So fermentation process, you will be having the batch process. So for batch process, you will be having particular product is used for the particular process. Right? For example, if you have to produce an antibiotic, right, or an alcohol, right? For example, you are having this wine and you will be having the antibiotic as penicillin. So in the batch process, first they will put the antibiotic. Once the antibiotic is ripened or it is obtained, then they will put the another set of the antibiotic or another set of the alcohol. Then fed batch, right? Fed batch is the one on this process. Once they will be getting the products, right? First they will be using the antibiotic, right? So once the antibiotic product is obtained, they will stop and they will allow the reactor to stand stagnant. Then they will use it for another process, right? So they will use the feed. The reactor will be having the inoculum. If they want to produce the antibiotic, they will feed the organisms which is used for the diet. So you will be having the fed batch, right? This batch process and fed batch process are more or less they will be similar. Then you will be having the continuous, right? This continuous process is the one you will be having, especially these are used for the production of alcohol, right? Continuously they will produce the product which is needed, right? For alcohol they will put for volumes, right? They will be using it for gallons, right? Gallon means you will be having around it is an American term to use to have the volume of a liquid, right? 3.8 liters you will be having, around 4 liters is called as the gallon, right? So continuous fermentation you will be having whatever the product is they are needed, they will continuously supply the nutrient to the inoculum, right? They will supply the wash, they will be supplying it continuously and they will be continuously obtaining the product. Especially they will do for alcohol, because alcohol they don't have any expiry date, right? Once the age of alcohol it goes upon, the value of alcohol also it increases. Then you will be having the immobilized process or the immobilized yeast process. Here the yeast or the organisms which is used is immobilized, right? You will be having the yeast, right? You will be having the budding yeast, it will be there, right? In this process, in immobilization process, whatever the microorganisms or whatever the yeast is used, it is immobilized, with calcium alginate. Here it is a process of immobilization, right? Immobilization process they will be using in the production of enzymes, also in the microbial process they will be using, right? So what they will do is they will have the calcium alginate. They will mix the calcium alginate with the water. They will form as a viscous liquid, right? Somewhat it will be semi-solid in nature. This semi-solid viscous nature of the calcium alginate, when it is allowed to fall on calcium chloride, they will be having a mixture of calcium chloride in a beaker. They will mix the calcium alginate and the organism, especially the microbes, right? They will mix the microorganisms with the along with the calcium alginate. Then they will mix it, make it as a viscous liquid which is of semi-solid in nature, and they will take it in a syringe or in a pipette-like thing, and they will drop into the calcium chloride. So in the calcium chloride, they will form a ball or bead-like structure which will be very hard, right? So this calcium arginate is also used in the production of synthetic seeds, right? What you will be having an area where it is where man cannot be able to enter in those areas, means you will be having the synthetic seeds which is made up of calcium arginate. It will be having a coat, and they will take it in the aircraft, right, helicopter or something, and they will open the shutter, and these calcium arginate containing beads, they will fall onto the ground, and it is used in the production of forest, right? Afforestation technique they are using it, calcium arginate. So in the calcium arginate, it will be a transparent liquid. Inside you will be having the yeast, right? So the particles or the liquid they will enter inside the yeast. This yeast will do the process production of alcohol. They will convert the sugar products, malt or other things into this glucose. Then it will be converted into, it will convert into ethanol, right? So the consumable ethanol is alcohol is ethyl alcohol, which is called as the ethanol, right? The other things which is non-consumable is called as the methanol, or the poisonous alcohol is called as the methanol, right? Ethyl alcohol is the one which is consumable, right? C2H5OH is called as the ethyl alcohol. The CH3OH methyl alcohol is the one which is called as the poisonous one, right? You might have read in the newspaper, some of the people they might have drank this methanol and they have died, because it will leads to impairment of eyes, vision, and the failure of kidney, right? So it will lead to death, right? So you will be having the alcohol percentage we have seen, right? So in that we have to see about the rectified spirit, right? In hospitals might have seen using the rectified spirit. Rectified spirit consists of 95% of alcohol. Then you will be having the absolute alcohol. The absolute alcohol, it contains 100% of alcohol, right? So in the alcohol you might have seen the different types of alcohol, right, starting from wine. Then you might also see about the arak, right? Arak, you will be seen in if you ask your parents, they might tell about the arak shop, right? Arak shop is the one, colloquially it is called as the arai kadai, right? So arak you might have seen in Tamil, right? You will be having this patasarak, they will be telling, right? This arak, it contains about 80% of alcohol, because it is the one which is prepared, right? Illegally or by the permission they might have prepared. This arak contains 80% of alcohol. When they will consume, it leads to the facial flushing, and they will be having the thirsty, right? You will be having the dehydration, and if they consume arak in higher concentration also, they might die, right? The arak is the one which contains 80% of alcohol, rectified spirit 95% alcohol, and the absolute alcohol you will be having the 100% of alcohol, right? So hard liquors 40%, more than 40%, right? And especially this brandy, you will be having 60% of alcohol which will be present in brandy, right? So we might have seen everything about the alcohol, right? The non-alcoholic beverages, right? You will be seeing about non-alcoholic. The non-alcoholic is the one you will be having the acetic acid. Acetic acid which is called as vinegar, right? So for the production of vinegar, first you have to have ethanol, right? Then you will be getting vinegar, which is called as the acetic acid, right? So you will be having first vinegar, you will be having the process of ethanol. Ethanol will be then converted into acetic acid. C3COH, right? You will be having the acetic acid. You will be getting it from the ethanol. So now we are going to see about the another important and industrial uses, which is called as the antibiotics. Right? What is mean by an antibiotic? Antibiotic is a life-saving drug. Right? So the antibiotics are the substances which are produced by microorganisms in smaller quantities, which has a tendency to kill or inhibit other pathogenic microorganisms without affecting the host. So antibiotics are the substances which are produced by microorganisms, right? It will be of a smaller quantity, right? They will be produced by the microorganisms in smaller quantity, which has a tendency to kill or inhibit growth of pathogenic microbes, right? The main tendency is without affecting the host. Right, it should not affect the host. The one which does not affect the host is the one which is called as the effective or a life-saving drug, which is called as the antibiotic. Right. So it should be bactericidal or bacteriostatic. Right. It may either kill a bacteria or it may inhibit or it may sustain the growth of bacteria or other microorganisms. So as we tell about the antibiotics, the first thing to come to your mind is penicillin or the penicillium or penicillin, which is produced by Alexander Fleming, right? Alexander Fleming in the year 1928, right? So he is the one to produce or the first discover the life-saving antibiotic penicillin. So we will see about the finding of the antibiotic penicillin and from which microorganisms we have produced and what are the persons, right? Along with Chain and Flory, he has received the Nobel Prize, right? So we will see everything about the antibiotics in our next class. So we will wind up the session, students. We will see the rest of the things in our next class, right? We will see about the types of antibiotics which is prevalent in the market, how many types are there, how many of them are very useful, right? What is its role on the microorganism? We will see it in the next class. Thank you.